Jays Nation, take a deep breath with me, because what arrived today hits the heart of every fan directly. On one side, the heavy story of Max Scherzer, an icon, a Hall of Fame career in the making, who rediscovered his own fire in the playoffs and almost carried Toronto to that long-awaited title, but who now appears as someone the franchise should not bring back, even after that unforgettable Game 7. On the other side, the still open wound of the most brutal defeat of our recent era and the hope that rises from it. The possibility of Jacob deGrom, a two-time Cy Young winner, becoming the ace who could transform the fate of this rotation and reignite the fire inside Rogers Center. It's a mix of frustration, pride, and that feeling only those who are the Blue understand. The certainty that Toronto fell just short and now needs to rise even stronger. Blue Jays Nation, drop that like to show that the heart of Toronto beats even harder when everything hurts. This is real fandom. This is living this team to the edge. So let's go, Blue Jays Nation. Dive headfirst into first story. The truth is that the Toronto Blue Jays ended the season carrying two sensations that almost never walk together: relief and anguish. Relief because, after a regular season full of ups and downs, the team found life right where it needed it most, in the postseason. And anguish because, even with that surge, the dream of the title slipped away by details, by inches, by one of those plays that stay stuck forever in the memory of the fans. And in the middle of that storm, the name Max Scherzer emerges, a name that carries weight, history, and that gladiator aura that pushes a big team forward. He appeared out of nowhere, reignited confidence, and delivered 4 1/3 heroic innings in Game 7. At 41 years old, with his body asking for rest. And that night, for a moment, it felt like he was going to write the perfect final chapter. But what came after, no one expected. Because behind the scenes of the offseason, the tone shifts completely. Tim Kelly, from Bleacher Report, went straight to point. To him, the Blue Jays shouldn't even consider a reunion with Scherzer. And his argument is harsh. He points out that, despite the playoff brilliance, the reality of the past few seasons weighs more. Only 128.1 innings over 2 years, a 5.19 ERA as a starter before the postseason, and the unavoidable factor, age. Scherzer will turn 42 in the middle of next season, and as much as our hearts want to believe he has one more miracle left, the cold analysis says something else. Kelly even labels him as the free agent most likely to become a disappointment this offseason. And then, fan to fan, that uncomfortable question hits. Is it worth betting everything on an October hero who might not deliver from April to September? And this kind of evaluation shakes us because the fans lived through two different versions of Scherzer in less than a month. The regular season version, inconsistent, fragile, far from the 3-time Cy Young winner. And the playoff version, vibrant, resilient, almost epic. And when a player divides opinions this sharply, the impact on the internal atmosphere is immediate. The front office has to be rational. The players view him with respect. And the fans are torn between deep gratitude and the fear of repeating past mistakes. Because Toronto has gambled big before on aging stars, and it hasn't always gone well. It's that deja vu that hurts precisely because it's familiar. In the end, this story exposes a dilemma that defines the Blue Jays moment. Between the emotion of October and the logic of April. Between honoring a giant and building a solid future. And this is the blue and white heart because it brings back memories of other turbulent phases. Moments when the team had to choose between nostalgia and reconstruction. This time, the choice seems clear. Thank Scherzer for what he did, recognize his greatness, but move forward. And that, for any fan, weighs like few things in baseball. So let's keep going, Blue Jays Nation, because the second story digs even deeper into what this franchise is living through right now. The Toronto Blue Jays ended the season with that kind of loss that hurts just to remember. 7 games, extra innings, the title, so close you could almost feel the ground at Rogers Center shake. And when it ends like that, it leaves a mix of pride and emptiness that only those who live as blue can explain. But strangely, it's from that very emptiness that urgency is born, the need to turn pain into strength. And in that exact moment comes the idea that shook the fan base, the possibility of Toronto going after Jacob deGrom. 2 Cy Young Awards, one of the most dominant arms of the past decade, a true ace, right when the rotation needs someone of that caliber more than ever. And what came next, no one expected, because Christopher Klein of Fansided didn't just suggest deGrom. He said he would be the perfect replacement for Kevin Gausman as the leader of the rotation, and the argument is strong. Toronto came within an inch of the title, and it's impossible, as he wrote, not to wonder if the ending would have been different with a prime ace taking the mound in the decisive moments. He mentions Gausman and Trey Yesovich as solid pieces, Shane Bieber as a reliable third option, but makes it clear that the rotation deserves and needs a bigger name. And he reminds us of something Blue Jays Nation knows well. Ross Atkins is not the type of GM who hides when stars hit the market. The team is tired of watching big names slip away from Toronto's radar. Maybe, according to Klein, deGrom is finally the plane Toronto manages to land. And then comes the question, is this the moment when destiny finally leans Toronto's way? And when a name like deGrom enters the conversation, the impact goes far beyond technique. The fans feel immediate hope. The players see instant respect. The front office knows expectations rise. Because we're talking about someone who, last season, delivered 12 wins, a 2.97 ERA, 185 strikeouts, and an unbelievable 0.921 whip in 172 innings. It's consistency. It's dominance. It's exactly what Toronto has been searching for over the years to steady the team during the toughest phases. And there's more. deGrom will be the perfect mentor for Trey Yesovich, who just became one of the emotional pillars of the postseason. Moves like that change the energy of an entire clubhouse, of an entire year. This scenario puts into perspective the moment the Toronto Blue Jays are living. A franchise that was inches away from historic glory and now faces a challenge of not letting the door of opportunity close. The possible arrival of deGrom means more than a simple reinforcement. It's a declaration of ambition, a response to the pain of defeat, a statement about who Toronto wants to be in this new era. And it moves Blue Jays Nation deeply, because it brings back memories of the big leaps this team has taken whenever it chose to take risks, and whenever it chose to believe. Now it's a matter of waiting to see if the front office will turn this hope into real action. Blue Jays Nation, after these 2 stories, it's impossible not to feel both the weight and the beauty of the moment Toronto is living right now. On one side, the emotional, maybe inevitable, goodbye to a giant like Max Scherzer, who relived his past in playoffs, but no longer fits the future the franchise needs to build. On the other, the almost electric hope of seeing Jacob deGrom, one of the greatest arms of his generation, wear the blue and white and lead the rotation into another run at the title. It's as if the season left 2 deep marks. The pain of the loss and the certainty that this team is just one step away from something bigger. A mix only those who carry this crest on their chest truly understand. The desire to turn the page without erasing what was felt. The urgency to rebuild, with a flame still burning from the historic run that almost changed everything. Being a Blue Jay is exactly that. It's suffering, believing, falling, rising, and looking forward with the courage of someone who fills Rogers Center even when the sky feels like it's falling. This jersey carries history, and this fan base never gives up. Tell me in the comments, Blue Jays Nation, what did your blue and white heart feel with all of this? And make sure to drop a like to show the world that Toronto's fans stay strong, warm, and alive with every beat.